managing partner with Levinson and Associates. With us today, we have a special guest speaker who we're delighted to have join us, and that's Rob Webb, who's our regional wholesaler from Sagicor. We also have Joseph Loughran on the phone with us. He's our marketing VP. And we're excited about today's call. One of our core carriers is Sagicor, very well rated, very competitive life and annuity products. Now, we hear this story a lot, as you know, but where they really stand out here and which really impresses us as an IMO, I mean, as you know, we have 50 core carriers that we work with on the life, annuity, and long-term care side. So, but what really opened our eyes here was they have the Simplified issue program with an online application that will give you a decision in less than 4 minutes. Okay, so in the past, we've heard of different products or carriers that have a process similar to this, but the issue is the premium is typically 20 to even 50 to 60% higher than a typical fully underwritten product that takes, say 5 weeks of turnaround time. But with Sagicor's new platform, what's so neat, yes, the entire process is completely streamlined with a decision in less than 4 minutes, but the premiums are also very competitive. In some cases, as competitive as a typical, say, an A-rated carrier like a Banner or like a MetLife, where it does take, in some cases, a month and a half to get an approval or a policy. And so you scratch your head and you say, well, for the same premium, why would we not look in this direction? So that's why we wanted to have Rob talk about this new platform and Sagicor. We feel that this will be a tool that everybody needs to have. It's not going to work for every single client, but in most cases,
life moves fast. In a blink of an eye.
I'm sorry about that. So in most cases, and let's just use a typical, say, 30, 40-year-old family, a husband or wife with children, if they're on the healthier side, then this is a no-brainer, and you definitely want to look in this direction, at least run a quote and see if the product works. So Rob's going to talk about some great stuff on the life and annuity side, and me and Joe are going to talk about a few new tools and products that we have either just launched or are in the process of launching. So we have a great presentation here. Also, yesterday, if you were on the call, we had a power outage, so we had to reschedule that call. We sent out an email talking about the new date. We also have a slide that's going to show you what the topic is and what the new date is, so you can listen in. I believe it's next Tuesday, so you'll want to jot that down. Also, take out a pen and paper as usual. Jot down any notes or questions that you might have. We do have the line closed because of the amount of attendees, but of course, as you know, we're here to help you in any way we can. Everyone will also get an email after today's call that gives you all the brochures and all the information that we're going over on today's presentation. So, cash for contracting. Now, this is a neat little incentive that we put together, and we realize that we do have some agents and GAs that work with us with a few carriers, and maybe they work with another IMO with another carrier, which is completely fine. We have no problem with that whatsoever. But obviously, we want to earn as much business of yours as possible, and I think our service kind of shows that. But we're also throwing in an extra incentive. And what this is telling you, if you have other contracts, okay, through a different IMO, and you say, hey, I want to bring that over to Levinson, we will either meet or beat your existing compensation level, and most times we can beat it, plus we give you $100 cash with your application. 2 carriers, it's $250 cash. 3 carriers, $400 cash. So what we're saying is we're trying to create a no-brainer scenario saying, hey, I'm at whatever percentage it is that you're getting now. If Levinson is going to beat it, plus give me a little cash bonus, why would I not make the move? So especially with Sagicor, if you already have a contract, let us know, and obviously we'll see what the guidelines are, but we would love to pay you the same, if not better, plus give you a little cash reward at the end. Okay, moving forward here, Joe's going to handle the slides. Okay, our brand new 2016 Levinson Expo. We just announced the date. Now, we have an annual agent expo or meeting, if you will, okay, once a year, and it's an all-day affair where we bring in breakfast, lunch, snacks. We bring in our top carriers from around the country. In fact, Sagicor will be there in attendance. And we bring in our underwriters that we deal with every day. We bring in top motivational keynote speakers or speaker, okay, for the day. And it's just really a day built around you, the agent, to help you with sales ideas, sales concepts, build relationships, which we feel is the most important part, okay, especially if you need a favor from a certain carrier, okay, they remember your face and name, you exchange business cards. It's just you really can't put a price tag on this. We do a big dinner the night before for all the out-of-towners. We really make it a great event, and best part, it's free to all active Levinson agents, okay? And even if you're in a different part of the country, no problem. If you see the blue box on the bottom there, we have different qualification levels that either get you a free night at our beachfront location here in South Florida and or round-trip airfare from anywhere in the country, starting at just $15,000 of paid premium. So this is definitely one of those events, okay, if you're going to make one or two the entire year, definitely put this one on your calendar. It's growing every single year, and one thing that I promise to you is you will walk away with a few new nuggets or sales ideas to help you make more sales and bring your business to the next level. And I think anyone on the call that has been to a previous event of ours can attest to that. So we stand behind that promise. Moving forward here, Joe is going to talk about our upcoming training webinars, which is what you're on right now. And just so you know, we don't just schedule and have these webinars just for the sake of holding our agents on a call for 40 minutes. We try to pick any new concept, product, carrier rollout, anything that's going to help you in your everyday life, okay? Be a better and more successful agent. So we try to pick different topics and really help you get a leg up on your competition, because a lot of this stuff your competition doesn't have. So that's the whole point of this. And if you have any suggestions or comments, please let us know, and we would love to host a webinar on your behalf, and even to your small group if you have a few agents under you. So we'd be more than happy to do that for you. So Joe, you want to take it from here, and then we'll move forward?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. I do want to mention a couple great upcoming webinars for next week. As usual, you can actually go to kerrylevinson.com, and on the right-hand side of the page towards the bottom, there's actually a training calendar, so you can actually register for any one of these sessions. You can also see all the upcoming sessions for the couple following months. And at the very bottom of this screen here, you'll see we've got some videos from our YouTube channel. We've got about a little over 100 videos. You can access those 24/7. If you want to learn more about anything we're talking about or any product or carrier, you can access those on demand and take a look. But for next week, I just wanted to cover a couple great webinars. On Monday, which is the 31st at 2 p.m. Eastern, we're covering a brand new hybrid guaranteed issue product with it, and actually has a 120% death benefit option. That's at 2 p.m. Eastern. We actually have a slide on that just in a few minutes here, but as far as guaranteed issue goes, it's a great product, a lot of great bells and whistles, definitely something I would suggest attending. And then Tuesday, which is the 1st, at 11 a.m. Eastern, we're covering the Fidelity Life products. We're going to have an overview on their simplified issue term products. And then Bill mentioned a repeat webinar, which is actually Thursday, September 3rd at 1 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be covering actually a really, really neat resource that's available to all of our agents. It's actually going to help you write larger cases, bigger cases, and that's something which we call the Wealth Transfer Resource Center. That's available to all contracted agents. Basically, this is a microsite where you can actually access seminar material, client videos. I've got a screenshot of just a couple options, but basically it gives you as an agent something to talk to your clients about, an actual presentation that has been perfected to actually make sure your clients understand all these different strategies. There's even some great strategies on tax elimination, legacy enhancement, all using various life insurance products. So that's going to be about a 35 to 40-minute webinar. Definitely something you do not want to miss. There's a lot of great material for agents. Even if you're looking to get into the type of scenario we're going to be presenting larger cases, just a great webinar to attend. And of course, you can register right from kerrylevinson.com.
Okay, thank you, Joe. So you're going to hear and see this product in all the trade publications, email blasts, flyers, etc. It is just rolling out now. It's exclusive to us. In fact, we created the product. It's called the University Plus Youth Life product. And this, in my opinion, I think everybody will agree, this is the ultimate door opener, okay? I don't care if you're selling term insurance out of your third bedroom or you're a CLU, CHFC, CPA, it doesn't make a difference. Everybody, okay, we're talking lower, middle America, upscale, whatever the case is, whichever demographic your clients fit into, everyone has a need for this, and I think you'll understand why. So the way this works is, just imagine, you're trying to get an appointment with a certain client, and you just can't land a date and time and a place to meet them to go over, say, long-term care, annuity, maybe a high-dollar universal life product. But now all of a sudden, okay, when you reopen that door and you talk to them about their child, okay, or their grandchild or children, and you say, little Johnny now is 3 years old, and I have a product that's exclusive. You can only get it through me. It's called University Plus, and for only $3, $4 a month, I can get you a $15,000 whole life product that builds cash value for little Johnny and gives you 1 free year scholarship to any of our 340 colleges across the country. Okay, so for $4 a month, okay, for all of this value, who is going to say no? I don't know anyone. I don't care what income bracket. I don't care what age we're talking about, but it's such a tiny amount of money, and the value is so great that everyone is going to scratch their head for a second and say, you know what, $3 a month, 1 free year scholarship, and a whole life plan that has cash accumulation that I can multiply by 4 times the death benefit when Johnny's 26. This is a no-brainer. And what's, in my opinion, one of the best parts of the product, it has a platform that is so streamlined. You get appointed, you get a custom link, okay? So you have this custom link, you put it on your website or on your Facebook page. Your client clicks the button called Youth Life to run a quote, and if they like what they're seeing, they hit sign up online. It takes 2 or 3 minutes. They get an instant approval and print their policy all in real time. You are done. We call this sell while you sleep. You sit back, literally, make your commissions and renewals, and you did absolutely nothing. So this is a product that everybody needs to talk about. It's not going to make you a millionaire overnight, but it'll get your foot in the door to tell your story, because for just a few bucks a month, everybody is going to take a second look and want to buy the product, which will open the door to talk about the $20,000 state UL or an annuity product, or let's say a 1035 transfer, whatever the case is. This is the sizzle. This is the door opener that we all wish we had when we were selling, okay? So now's your chance to jump on board and be able to offer a product like this called University Plus Youth Life. Let us know, and we'll get you up and running. In fact, we'll include all of the material in today's email blast. Also, part of the scholarship program, as you know, we now have 5 companies that all come with a 1 free year of scholarship. And we now have over 330 colleges in almost every state, okay, currently, and we're adding colleges every month. So what we did here, as soon as you sell one of the eligible products and your client says, okay, well, Bill, this is great, but I want to make sure I get my scholarship points for little Susie. It's very simple, okay? Everyone that's in the program, okay, meaning you have an email that we customize just for you. You just forward this to the client, and they self-register. Then they have their own website login. They can go in, track their points. They can set up any referrals that go to you. You can set up your annual policy reviews, which give them an extra 500 points or dollars. So everything is already done for you. You simply send the client the email. They self-register. You are done. It's that simple. We just finished this about 2 weeks ago. So if you're using the scholarship program, let us know. We'll get this out to you. If you're not using it, you really need to look into using the program. And if you're not familiar, call one of our marketers, and we would be more than happy to get you up and running. Okay, let's move forward here. Our brand new guaranteed issue product just rolled out on Monday. We had a sneak peek last week. The reason why we're so excited about this is we all have those impaired risk clients that we cannot get a policy for. We can now go up to age 80, up to $40,000 straight guaranteed issue, no questions asked. Great commissions, great renewals, and here's the neat part about this. There's 3 health questions on the app, okay? If your client answers one of the questions, yes, then it's straight guaranteed issue. If they answer the 3 questions no, they get an extra 20% added on to the death benefit. So let's say it was $40,000, they get an additional $8,000, and the premium stays exactly the same. So we love this for final expense sales, impaired risk, guaranteed issue. This is definitely the way to go for those type of cases. There's nothing else on the market similar to this right now. So let us know. In fact, we'll also include this in today's email. Okay, so Joe is going to, and we're not going to take away any of Rob's thunder by any means, but we are very excited about this new accelerated underwriting program from Sagicor. Joe's just going to give you a quick little update, walkthrough, and then we're going to introduce Rob. Joe?
Thanks, Bill. Yeah, I just wanted to touch briefly. Obviously, you know, we've got a lot of great products, like you mentioned. I don't want to steal any thunder from Rob, but the Sage Term, the No Lapse Universal Life product that has a guarantee on it, and the Sage Whole Life product are all parts of this accelerating program. One thing I do want to point out before we introduce Rob is I actually wanted to go through some premium examples here just to show you exactly how competitive these Sagicor products are. So what I've done first here is I've got a 35-year-old male. I ran a $250,000 quote for 20-year term right on the CarrieLevinson.com website. Underneath the quote tab, you'll see Sagicor is coming up as the most competitive product, not only in the preferred rating, but if you look at the standard rating with Sagicor actually beats all the other carriers as well. So not only as far as looking at a younger client, as we jump up to a male age 45, I want to show another example. Again, Sagicor is in the top tier. Very, very competitive products. Again, we're going to actually learn more about the e-app and the voice signature process. And my final example here is for a male age 50. Typically, when you get into the higher issue ages for simplified issue, the premiums are really outrageous with most companies. Here, again, for this 20-year term, $250,000 example, Sagicor is just $85 a month. The closest competitor is $143 a month. So a huge difference there, really making a big difference for you as an agent to offer these streamlined products to all of your clients. Very, very competitive, as you can see. And once you actually start to run quotes on the Carrie Levinson website, I'm sure you'll find that these products are much more competitive than you ever imagined, especially for simplified issue products.
Yep, thanks, Joe. Yep, and it's a great time to come on board with Sagicor. They're hungry. They want your business, and I think this is a great way that they're proving that to all of us in the field. So with that said, I'm going to introduce Rob Webb, our Regional VP with Sagicor. Rob, you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you for allowing me to be here. I am Rob Webb. I'm the Regional Sales Manager for Sagicor, and happy to be partnering with Levinson Associates, one of our key carriers, and look forward to spending a few moments with you. I'm going to start off, since Joe did a good job of talking about accelerating. I'm going to start off with exactly a little video. It's a little over a minute, but it kind of talks about how the hows and whys of Sagicor accelerating. So I'm going to start that, and then I'll be back with you a little after a minute.
Life moves fast. In a blink of an eye, your clients go from first job to first child to empty nester. Wouldn't it be great to have life insurance that's fast enough to keep up with them and their lives? That's why Sagicor Life Insurance Company developed a fast, new, state-of-the-art automated underwriting system that we call Accelerating. Our e-application eliminates lengthy phone and in-person interviews, resulting in a much faster application process. With our robust automated rules engine, once the e-application has been submitted, we'll confirm eligibility and costs within minutes. With Underwriting, you can cover your clients and their families faster than life comes at them. Sage Term, Whole Life, and No Lapse Universal Life products are available on the Underwriting platform. With Sagicor's Underwriting, write more business in less time and receive your commission sooner. Faster than the speed of life for your client and you.
So that's kind of the quick and dirty of our Underwriting process, and this is kind of a flyer that we have on that. The Sage Term is good for ages 18 to 65. Starts at a minimum of 50,000 face up to 400,000. So it can take some large cases. The No Lapse UL has a minimum of 25,000 up to 400,000, ages 16 to 65. And then we have our Whole Life that is 25,000 up to 250,000. So it's a really interesting and exciting, really way to do business. And as Bill said earlier, you know, if you use the Accelerator, the e-app, you're going to get your response within 4 minutes. So you have an underwriting decision. There's no guessing. There's no waiting. They know exactly where they're at. So it's really a big deal for us, and it's been very well received. And I know you guys are already using it. I think more you guys. You know, once you hear about it and you saw the quotes that Joe did, I think it's something that you really should take a serious look at. Here's some more detail about those specific products. And again, you'll notice this across all three, but notice the 5 risk classes available. And remember, this is simplified issue from in regards to the term from 50,000 up to 400,000, ages 18 to 65. Simplified issue. But yet look at those rate classes, that your client can actually get a preferred non-tobacco, standard non-tobacco, rated non-tobacco, preferred tobacco, and standard tobacco. So there is no other carrier that we know of with a simplified issue product that is offering preferred pricing. So that's something that will set you apart from your competition. And I know that's what everybody's looking for. There is a conversion program for the term, and there are conversion credits available. We'll get you some more details on that. The Sage No Lapse UL is also a very well priced permanent product. It's ages 16 to 65. Again, those same 5 risk classes. It's got built-in lapse protection. And it's got accelerated, it's got an inherent accelerated benefit for terminal or condition or chronic illness, and just a solid product. And then our Whole Life is just it's just a basic traditional whole life policy, and it's just a bread and butter, very simple product. So I wanted to highlight on those. Those are the 3 products that are available via our electronic application and our Accelerate process. So keep that in mind. Now I'm going to slip into kind of a more traditional webinar that I had set up, and I'm basically going to go through our product line. Excuse me, and kind of talk a little bit about Sagicor itself. Sagicor, we've been in the business for more than 170 years. We operate in 22 different countries. We purchased American founders back in the mid-90s. That was how we got our foothold in the United States. We have products available in 48 different states, and we're A-excellent by AM Best. We used to say A- excellent by AM Best, but someone pointed out to me that that minus is a negative term. So now we say A-excellent by AM Best. But anyway, we got a solid rating. We're on solid financial foundation, and it's a great company to do business with. We really appreciate our partnerships with folks like Levinson's and Associates. We really believe in the independent brokerage market. We think the independent market allows you, the producer, the best opportunity to maximize your income while still receiving the support you need, because you're getting support from Levinson's. They're great partners for you guys. They've got the answers to your questions. But on those times where there's maybe a more detailed question that the carrier needs to look at, you have access to us as well. Got our 800 number there. It's 888 Sagicor. We also have a producer site where you can get all your forms and illustrations, our producer portal. And I can show you some examples of that a little later. We do have, like other carriers today, we do have training requirements. If you're selling any of our indexed products, you need to do our index training. If you're selling our annuities, you need annuity training. So, and again, that's like any other carrier out there today. Commissions are paid next day after settlement. The product portfolios that we have periodic premium life, which is other people call it permanent pay, basically the products that we just talked about on the Underwriting platform. We have single premium life products that I'll just touch on, and then we also have a suite of annuities as well. Again, these are the same. This is the No Lapse UL. Again, it's simplified issue up to $400,000. And it's we basically touched on this, but if you use the electronic application, there's no phone interview, no parameds, APS, or any of that required. And again, those 5 risk classes are available. The other thing I should say about the Underwriting e-app process, if you look at your comp grid from Levinson, you'll notice that we actually incent you to use the electronic application. You actually earn more commission no matter whatever level you're at if you use the e-application. So I think we're one of the few carriers that actually incent, put dollars behind these these avenues that we want you guys to kind of shift to. It's a little more incentive for you to take a look at the e-application. If you do use the paper application, which is still available on the No Lapse UL and the term, you do still have to do the phone interview. Typically, that's a 15-minute telephone conversation that you, the agent, would initiate, and then the interviewer on the other end of the line would ask you to put the insured on the phone and carry out the interview. So that brings up another plus with the electronic application. You don't have to be face-to-face with your client in order to sell them life insurance if you're using Sagicor. If you do it electronically, because it's all going to be done through email. The only requirement we ask from your clients is that they have an active email account, because that's how they're going to sign the application. It's an e-signature process that uses their email. So it's pretty slick deal. As you can see, fully underwritten is available. If they're 66 to 85, they're going to have to go fully underwritten, and anything over 400,000 will need to be fully underwritten as well. Moving on here. So there's loans available on the No Lapse UL. It's got an accelerated benefit insurance rider that's built in for either critical chronic illness, and again, it's built in, no additional charge. And there's some other riders available there as well in that product. Switching over now to the term, it's a 10, 15, and 20-year term. It's using the e-app or the Simplified application and the accelerating process. There's no phone interview, and you get that result within 4 minutes of signing the application. And there's a breakdown for it. There's the issue ages for the 10-year, 15, and 20-year term. Face amounts, again, $50,000 up to $400,000. And again, we highlighted in red there, they can get preferred. And let me emphasize that. I mean, if you've got somebody that, well, I don't know whether they'd be preferred or not, they'd be really close, you can go ahead and start the e-app and fill out the e-app as a standard. But if they qualify for a better class, the accelerating process, that robust underwriting engine, will go ahead and give them the rate that they deserve. So it might kick back, in that 4-minute window with approved as applied or approved as an upgrade to preferred. So it does all the work for you. Again, it's available either e-app or paper application. Again, if you use the paper application, you're going to get paid a little less, and you'll have to do the phone interview. Okay. And a little better breakdown of the face amounts, and was talking about the fully underwritten. Again, that term has got the accelerated benefit for terminal or nursing home confinement. It's got some optional riders available, and guaranteed level premiums for the life of the policy, level death benefit to age 95, convertible up to age 70, and it has term conversion credits available in the first years of the policy. So it's been well received, and as you saw in the quotes, it's very well priced. And that's the no lapse as far as our life side goes, a permanent pay life. Our no lapse guarantee and our no lapse universal life and our term series are really the hottest products we've got going. And this is another little blurb. We've already really talked about the e-application, but it's pretty simple to do. And speaking of that e-app and accelerating process, on September 9th, Sagicor is going to have a webinar, and it's for just anyone and everyone to sign up with and to view. It's probably going to be about between 30 minutes and 40-minute webinar. And it's going to talk specifically about the e-application process. It's basically going to take you right through the application process. So for those of you who, like many of us, have carry around an ink pen and paper applications, and that's what we're comfortable with, this webinar, by the time you get through it, you'll be comfortable with, with taking on an e-application. It's really very simple, and it's kind of self-correcting. It really won't let you submit an incorrect application. It's got a lot of safeguards in it, and it's very friendly, and it kind of walks you through it. But this webinar on September 9th, I'm going to get Joe the particulars as far as the time of the event and the login information, and he'll make sure all of you have a chance to see that and get signed up for it. But you might want to put a little reminder on your calendar for September 9th, Sagicor accelerating webinar, and we'll get you more details. Now I'm going to quickly go through some of our other products, and then I think Joe's going to open it up for questions. But I know earlier in the presentation, Bill was talking about some other products, and one of the products that we have that we're really proud of is our single premium whole life products. We have the Gold Series fixed index single premium and our interest sensitive single premium products. These are true wealth transfer products, and they're very strong. The index version has a 10% interest bonus. It goes up to age 85, and it has 3 crediting strategies. The interest sensitive also issues up to age 85. They've got return of premium from day one, and they've got a built-in chronic condition rider. A lot of people call these long-term care riders. It's technically and legally it's not long-term care. Long-term care is health insurance, and we don't sell health insurance. What this is a chronic condition rider. It's basically an accelerated death benefit. And just real briefly, how ours works is we take the at time of trigger, which is based on a doctor certifying that you can no longer perform 2 of the 6 ADLs. Once that trigger is initiated, then what we do is take the current death benefit, whatever that is, and we subtract $25,000 from that, and we subtract that back. Basically, we're holding that back for an eventual death benefit, but then the remainder, up to $250,000, we will divide by 33 and pay that out to the insured over the next 33 months. So it's just a check, a straight check from Sagicor to the insured. There's no strings attached to that check. They can use it to put a roof on their house if they want to. They can use it to pay a sibling or a family member for care. Really, they can use it for whatever they want to use it for. It's just an accelerated death benefit. And then eventually, when the time comes and they do pass, whatever was held back, either the $25,000 or the amount over the $250,000 max benefit, that will be paid out to the beneficiaries as a death benefit. Pardon me. So that's probably one of the strongest chronic condition riders in the industry today. Loans are also available on those products, and there's a little more details about the chronic condition rider. And then real briefly, I think this is the last page I've got. We have 3 annuities, Sage Advantage FIA. This product is going to be going away here fairly quickly. So if you're not already selling it, I don't know that I would waste time really even looking at it, because it's going to be going away. We're going to be bringing out later this year a new FIA that will take its place. Sage Choice is just a plain vanilla 6-year surrender single premium deferred annuity. And then the SPIA, basically the highlight of our SPIA is our period certain pricing is very competitive. So if you got someone that's looking for a period certain, just needs an income stream for a specific amount of time, it's a very popular product. It's priced really well. So that's really it as far as I'm concerned. Joe, if you want to finish it out or do what you do, I'll let you take back control of the
Yep. Thank you, Rob. Good job. And again, most important, I